Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Cynnnical, and welcome to another episode of the Worlds of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's basically a series where I sort of talk upon and discuss about possible worlds and different world ideas that could, sort of be implemented in Kingdom Hearts 3 and have a slight chance of possibly being there. Today, in this episode, I want to talk about The Great Mouse Detective. This is a very old Disney movie, and some of you guys probably might not know what it is, some of you guys will know what it is. But The Great Mouse Detective is one of my all-time favorites. When I was growing up, I used to watch this all the time on video or on VCR, whatever it's called, VHS, I don't know what the name is. But basically, one of my viewers that goes by the name of Nico actually wanted me to do this and to talk about this as a possible world. And so here we go, Nico. Here it is for you, man. Just throwing it out there. Basically, I know that you asked me to do this a while back, and basically what happened was I watched it last night, and I was like, oh, holy shit, actually, you know what, this is a really good idea. The Mouse Detective could actually work really well in Kingdom Hearts 3. So the way I'm going to be doing this is going to be talking about the world history / film events, basically just talking upon what happens in the actual film itself and the different events that occur. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the plot / world story, talking about how this film or movie can actually work with Kingdom Hearts 3 and, Sora's involvement with the world and the different things that are going to happen in that world. Thirdly, I'm going to be talking about exploration, so the different areas you're going to be able to explore in this world sort of thing, the scenery, the environment, etc. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about the Keyblade that corresponds to that world. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Worlds of Kingdom Hearts 3, and let's get on with it. So The Great Mouse Detective centers around the character of Basil, who is a detective, sort of fictional sleuth, Sherlock Holmes. He is a mouse. So if you guys don't know, this movie centers around mice, sort of like Ratatouille in a way, except, they're not cooking food, and it's mice and rats and sort of things like that. And it's more of a sort of detective-y sort of mouse movie, sort of Sherlock Holmes meets mice, I don't know. But it's a really good movie. Nonetheless, the movie features around Basil, and of course this girl, this other mouse called Olivia, her father has been kidnapped by Ratigan, and basically Olivia's dad is Hiram Flavisham, and he makes toys. He is a toy maker, so he tinkers and makes toys and sort of stuff like that. And pretty much what happens is Major Dr. David Q. Dawson finds Olivia because of the fact that she is now like, well, she's not an orphan, but she's been stranded because her father's been kidnapped, and she has no mother, so she's basically left out on the streets, abandoned. This is where Major Dr. David Q. Dawson finds her, and she's looking for Basil the detective to, of course, see what's happened to her father and see if she can find him. So of course, this guy, this Major David, I'm just going to call him Dr. David, we'll just do that. Dr. David basically helps Olivia and takes her to Basil, and Basil is basically wanting to bust Ratigan because he is quite a well-known criminal, and so this is sort of where Basil gets interest from Olivia as the fact that Ratigan's actually kidnapped her father. So from there on, Basil basically helps Olivia find Olivia's dad because of the fact that Ratigan's kidnapped him, and also to bust Ratigan as well. Basically, Basil has been on Ratigan's tail for some quite time now, so he's obviously with Olivia's sort of story, it means that he can also not only bust this major criminal dude who he wants to bust, but he can also help Olivia as well. So talking about how how can Kingdom Hearts sort of intervene with this? How can a Kingdom Hearts storyline sort of be put in fold with this Great Mouse Detective storyline, you say? Now, basically what I believe would happen is pretty much Sora, Donald, and Goofy would of course be smaller like they are, say, in Wonderland and Kingdom Hearts 1, where they drink that fluid shit, and they, of course, decrease in size, and they're sort of mini versions of themselves. So basically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy would be smaller in this world, of course, and they would, of course, find themselves on the streets of London, and they would come across Dr. David as well as Olivia, basically before she finds Basil. And pretty much what would happen is they would see that she's crying, she's abandoned, and Dr. David's trying to help her. And she explains that she needs to find Basil, which is on a certain street, which they need to get to from where they are located. So what would happen here is, of course, on the way, basically, Dr. David would ask for help from Sora, Donald, and Goofy for protection from from Heartless. Of course, Ratigan would probably have some sort of dark powers that Xehanort has probably bestowed upon him to be able to, of course, summon, whether it's Heartless, Unversed, whatever the enemies are going to be in Kingdom Hearts. So basically, Sora's goal at the very start of the world would probably be to protect Olivia and Dr. David on the way to finding Basil. So of course, when they reach Basil, they discuss things and stuff like that, and they then go on the lookout for Ratigan. They obviously get to this toy shop, which is sort of a major part in this film, where they're trying to find clues and sort of uncover where Ratigan's located. Now, one of the major bosses in this would most probably be Fidget, which is Ratigan's bat. He's the henchman that kidnapped Hiram Flavisham, which is Olivia's father. So you would most likely fight him in the toy shop, around that area sort of thing. After that, you'd most likely sort of make your way to the sewers, and then of course you would find Ratigan. Now the boss fight sort of in this world would be pretty interesting. Ratigan could summon Felicia, I think that's her name. That's basically Ratigan's massive pet cat that he can sort of summon at his will, and he can sort of order the cat to attack whoever sort of opposes him. So the boss fight would basically be, you sort of fighting Ratigan up against a few Heartlesses, and of course Felicia, the big cat, sort of similar to the way you fought the cat in Birth by Sleep when you were playing as Ventus in the Cinderella world. But basically the main plot of this world would be Sora and the gang helping out Olivia and Dr. David, as well as Basil, sort of hunting down and finding Ratigan. So it's a pretty straightforward plot, and I think it would work extremely well. It just sort of seems to make sense. I mean, Sora's always lending out a hand, helping the people in need in these different worlds. Taking down the bad guys, the evil antagonists in these different Disney worlds. And I believe strongly that the Great Mouse Detective would really work extremely well in Kingdom Hearts. It just seems like a really good fitting and well done sort of Kingdom Hearts world. It's not a popular Disney film, and this seems to be that in Kingdom Hearts a lot of the more well known and sort of popular Disney films are put in Kingdom Hearts. But I really do hope that Square Enix sort of know about this movie and do decide to go through with it, because it is a classic Disney movie. I'm sure they would have the full rights and usage of using this film as an actual world in Kingdom Hearts 3, but that would be the overall story and world plot. As far as exploration and scenery goes in this world, basically, of course, this film is centered in the streets of London and in the sewers and sort of stuff like that. So basically, the different areas would sort of be the streets of London in The Great Mouse Detective, different areas of the streets, whether they're alleyways, sort of gutters and whatnot, sort of things like that. There would of course be Basil's house, which you of course visit when you're trying to find Basil with Olivia and Dr. David. You would also visit the toy shop, searching for clues about what's his name, Hiram Flavisham's disappearance to do with Olivia's dad and stuff like that, and that's of course where you would fight Fidget the bat. So different areas in the toy shop, and then there would of course be the different sewer areas where Ratigan is located. So there'd be a lot of different areas in this world that mostly be sort of dark and gloomy, as most of the time in the film it's sort of raining and it's wet and stuff and you're on the streets sort of thing. And the different Heartless in this world would sort of be sort of vermin and different pest Heartlesses, so different like mouse and sort of rats Heartlesses, and other different pests, maybe like bugs or something, not really too sure. But yeah, that's as far as it goes for scenery. So as far as the Keyblade that corresponds to this world, I think they could do something very creative and interesting. Of course, the movie sort of centers around Basil, who is a detective, and most of the time in this world you'd most likely be finding clues and tracking down the disappearance of Olivia's father. So you're sort of acting as if, you know, Sora's sort of, you know, helping. He's sort of like a detective's sort of sidekick, you know, helping out Basil find down these clues and sort of stuff like that. So I believe that the Keyblade would be called something like Detective's Aid, and the Keyblade design would sort of center around a magnifying glass, because of course, you know, detectives always have their magnifying glasses out looking for very detailed evidences and sort of stuff like that. So I think a Keyblade that sort of takes on the appearance of a magnifying glass would look really cool, and Detective's Aid I think would fit the name of that Keyblade really well. So that's it for the Keyblade. But anyway guys, that's it for today's episode of the Worlds of Kingdom Hearts 3. I know this one's slightly shorter than the others, but really, if you guys watch the movie, honestly, you can tell how good this world would be and how much it makes sense for a Kingdom Hearts world. But it really does make sense. I mean, I watched it last night again. It's been years since I last saw it, and I was like, oh my god, holy shit, you know, Nico, you were right, dude, honestly. Really good idea, and I think it would have fit perfectly in the Kingdom Hearts universe. But however guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Share the love by liking this video. Also follow me on Twitter for more news and updates. The link is in the description below. I'm also getting out a couple of videos, probably 1 or 2 today, to kickstart off my new Easter egg hunter series. Basically, I'm going to be going over a lot of different games, tracking down and hunting down deliciously good secret Easter eggs. So I hope you guys enjoy those that are coming out later on. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.